Hello, hello, hello. You know what time it is. This is Janine LaRue of the LaRuelist Cafe. So you might say two things. Number one, why does she have on a mask? Well, I want you to see it says LaRuelist. That's cool. And I also want to give a plug to one of our local entrepreneurs here in the city of Trenton. His name is Andre McNair. He also made these masks, one for the governor and the lieutenant governor, and for a lot of different businesses in the area. We're going to bring him on as a guest in the future, but I am telling you, think about Andre if you want something customized. It's really great. The other reason I am wearing this mask is that here we are, our first big holiday, when the restrictions have been lifted. I want you folks to remember social distancing. Please wear a mask when you believe that it is significantly important to your health. I will wear a mask all weekend. Wash your hands. Stay out of large crowds. So thank you for stopping by today on the LaRuelist Cafe. We have an amazing program for you on this Friday, the weekend of Memorial Day, when we are still kind of shuttered in, but not totally on lockdown. We have some great guests for you this afternoon. We have from the Moms Demand Action Group. You're going to hear a little bit more about that group. It is a national group, Moms Demand Action, and we have Jasmine Surti. Let's bring her on. She is the Mercer County. She's the local group co-lead for the county group, and would like to welcome you to LaRuelist Cafe.
Thank you, Janine. I'm so excited to be here with you on the LaRuelist Cafe, and I'm excited for the show. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we have another person that we're going to bring on. Some of you might recognize her name, Tesca Frisbee. And so Tesca Frisbee is actually my daughter-in-law. And yes. I absolutely love her. She is the better half of my son, Sam Frisbee. Tesca, thank you for coming on to this show today.
Thank you, Marvel Love. It is a pleasure to be on the LaRuelist with you today. I'm excited about what we're going to talk about.
Thank you. So let me give you a little background as to why we're doing this particular show. Some of you may remember back in 2013, in January, a 15-year-old girl, her name is Hadiya Pendleton. She had performed for the inaugural ceremonies for President Barack Obama. It was an amazing show. It was great. It was because she did come from the city of Chicago, young 15-year-old, extremely bright, honor student. And when she went back home, she was so excited to say that she had met the president, but she met with her death, playing with some friends in the park after they had taken their exam. She was mistaken for someone who was affiliated with a gang, and two guys drove past that park, and they shot her in the back, and she did not make it. And in fact, the First Lady actually attended her funeral service, and for the President's State of the Union, they brought her, the mother of Hadiya, and her father on as special guests at the State of the Union. So Moms Demand Action every year in memory of this young lady, this brilliant young lady, cut down, whose life was cut down just too soon. They decided to start a theme, Wear Orange. And so we're all wearing orange during that week to kick off Stop the Violence Week. So we're going to let Jasmine now come in and tell us first about Moms Demand Action. Jasmine?
Thank you, Janine. I just want to mention that the Wear Orange campaign is something that Moms Demand Action participates in, but we actually didn't start it. It was Hadiya's friends and family who
Wow.
honored her with action. So it's really started by teenagers that were Hadiya's friends and her family that popularized it. So Moms Demand Action is a grassroots organization of volunteers. We are national. We have volunteer members in all 50 states. And our primary goal is to get our government to implement common sense gun reform and gun legislation. We believe that we don't have to live with this epidemic that we suffer from in this country. We believe that there are ways to preserve everyone's Second Amendment rights, but still have common sense policies and laws that protect people like Hadiya and people like you and me and any of us living our lives. And so Moms Demand Action, as I mentioned, is a national organization. We are mothers. We are people who are not mothers. Anyone is welcome to join the organization. We even have members, volunteers who are gun owners. We don't turn anyone away who wants to work on this problem that we have in America of gun violence.
Thank you. And let me just ask you, Jasmine, I know that a lot of people are watching from afar as to what's been happening, even in our own city here in Trenton. We are going to have the police director, Sheila Coley, will be coming on to our show. And I'm excited because she's doing an amazing job. But I guess you have been looking at the numbers of fatalities that we have had here in Trenton over the last 5 days.
Absolutely. It's kind of a really tragic situation that we are, under this lockdown, trying to avoid getting sick from the pandemic, but gun violence has not stopped. Gun violence has not taken a break because of the pandemic. Firearms are the leading cause of death in this country for children and teens. And a lot of that comes from suicide and also homicide. And in New Jersey, our cities suffer from gun violence like the cities across the country and the communities across the country. It doesn't discriminate against anyone.
Yeah. So I'm really disheartened about it. I mean, one of the murders actually happened maybe a quarter of a mile from where I live. And my heart is absolutely broken by this. So Teska, last year with the Wear Orange campaign, I remember you're being so excited, and I got a whole lot of phone calls from people. I couldn't believe how the media just really grabbed a hold of this whole thing. And I got calls from people saying, there's this woman on TV and she has the same last name as your maiden name. Is she related to you? And I'm like, yeah, that's my daughter-in-law. Tell us about last year's activities.
So last year we had such a great time. We had some of the local news come out and they followed us up and down the streets of Trenton, Warren Street in particular, and down along some of the side streets, because the business owners in the community, they joined us. They put placards that said "Wear Orange" in their windows, or that said "End Gun Violence" in their windows, and then they adorned their place of business with anything orange that they could find, just to show solidarity with the Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America, to let folks know they too want to see all this violence that is going on. And so we tied ribbons around trees all up and down. It was really a beautiful thing to see so many people coming out. We had different organizations, even like the Smith Family Foundation. They came out and they joined us on the streets, and they followed us around, and then they had donned their orange shirts. Their organization put on orange, and even Starbucks, I was delighted to see they had their one lady named Stephanie down there. She is doing a magnificent job. She had all of their staff wear orange for the entire weekend, which I was just so in awe of, and I so was appreciative. And it was all to start the conversation, because wearing orange doesn't mean anything if we're not starting the conversation and letting people know what wearing orange is all about. and it's to bring attention to the gun violence. But we had so many of the business owners. I don't think there was any business owner down Trenton that we asked to put orange in their window and to adorn one of our placards that said no. Then we also got this Trenton Makes Bridge. We got them to light that up for us.
Now, I want to talk about that for a second before you say anything about the Trenton Makes Bridge, because I have to tell you, when you told me, and I even talked with the mayor, and I said, my daughter-in-law now, she wants the Trenton Makes Bridge to be lit up in orange. He said, look, good luck with that. It's been over 100 years. Nobody's ever changed the colors of that the light bulbs on that bridge. Tell me about that.
So there's a young lady by the name of Jody over there, and she's such a sweetheart. Jody always comes through, and she picks up the phone call. She's not like some people you get in there in places that you know folks are trying to get to, won't answer their phone. Jody answers my call every time, and she helped us get the request through and push through, and then she ended up getting us a yes, and that's all we wanted was a yes, just one yes. So we were trying to get it for the whole weekend, but we got the one day, and we'll say we'll take it. So we got the one day last year, and they lit the bridge up, and a bunch of the moms, and I mean lots of us, and it's not just moms, because it's mothers and others that all came down. We have dads, grandparents, and everything that came down, and we just took pictures of the bridge in our background, and it was just really beautiful to see that we got that, because that means there was something that people were asking about while they were driving and just looking out their windows, who could see that bridge to say, why is the bridge orange? And that's all I need is for one person to ask, why is that bridge orange? And then we got the mayors. Last year, we got all the mayors of Mercer County. They all signed proclamations declaring that last year was June 7th, and we declared June 7th as Wear Orange Day, which was absolutely phenomenal. I think that was the first time that we had ever gotten all of the mayors to sign proclamations. And then we got our local Senator Shirley Turner and our Assembly Verlina Williams Jackson and Anthony Varelli. They all signed resolutions declaring the very same thing. And of course, our local freeholders, one which is my favorite, no bias with that, Sam Frisbee, but the freeholders, they signed a proclamation, and everyone adorned up. We've had orange ribbons made up, and they all wore their ribbons. And even the fire department all came, and they got their orange ribbons, and they promised that if we got the word out to them sooner, they were going to get orange shirts this year, and they were going to join us in the movement. Our police director adorned one, and our local police officers, they also wore orange ribbons. And again, there wasn't a no that we got in the community when I asked someone if you would show support, and we told them the reason why, and especially the backdrop, knowing that it started with the causing of a death of a young child to lose her life. So
and one of the things that we cannot let go by, because we are talking about moms demanding action, but it's not always gun violence. As you know, Teska, in our own family, back in 1988, my stepson, who just 1 year older than your husband, they were raised as brothers. Little did we ever think that someone would take Joel's life for no reason. The guy even told the judge, when he asked him, why did you kill Mr. LaRue? He said, I didn't even know him. He saw my knife. So the plea is for mothers out there, if you suspect that your children are involved in any kind of activity that really could lead to this kind of violence, that could cause other families pain and take their children forever, please talk to these kids. If you need some help, we're here to help. We want to get the violence stopped in our neighborhoods. We're making a plea, and we have this big holiday coming up for Memorial Day, and we know that we've already gone through a whole bunch of pain over the last 4 days in Trenton. We're begging folks to please work with us on this and see how we can actually get involved in some of the homes here and get this violence stopped. I'm going to now ask Jasmine. We want to talk about the programs and the activities that you have planned throughout the entire county. Now, I understand that the Stop the Violence week or day is what day of June?
It is officially June 5th, and really for the whole weekend is Wear Orange Weekend. So coming up in 2 weeks from today, June 5th is Wear Orange Day. I want to say, part of the reason that we do this is we honor with action. We honor survivors of gun violence with action. And our goal is to also support community partners who are running violence interruption programs. So just like what you were saying, Janine, where are places people can go to get help? How do we interrupt the violence? So we have a few community partners that we are highlighting and supporting. And in terms of the events, so this year, normally there's a lot of parades, there's a lot of in-person events, gatherings, etc. I'm going to let Teska talk a little bit more about some of the activities we have planned locally in terms of the mayors. We're still doing proclamations this year, but doing them in a socially distant, compliant manner. But we do have a virtual event to honor Wear Orange Weekend for all the state of New Jersey. It's going to be online. It's going to be Saturday, June 6th at 10 a.m. I can provide an RSVP link for folks to get access. I believe it's going to be on Facebook Live, but I can get the details out to everyone who's listening and to you, Janine, so you can post it. And everyone's welcome to join and watch along. We're going to have messages from community partners across the state talking about why gun violence prevention is important to them. We're going to have some great picture slideshows of folks that are doing Wear Orange across the state in a virtual manner or in a without getting together in crowds. So it's going to be a great event.
This is wonderful. So that's going to be held statewide.
Yes, that is open to everyone, anyone. It's a statewide
So
event.
if you can get that that link over to Tesco before we go off the air, we'll make sure that our producer runs it across the screen.
Okay.
That's wonderful.
Yep.
Great. All right. So Teska, tell us about the local events, because I understand that something's going to be happening in my neighborhood as well.
Yes, it is. Now, one of the things I forgot to mention is last year also, last year and for a couple of years now, we have taken over the Brooklyn Bridge by the thousands.
Really?
Oh, yes. We would get on trains. We started in our local cities, and we just did a train on trains, and it would just build until we got to Brooklyn, and we all took over the Brooklyn Bridge, which is actually a beautiful sight to see all of this orange and all the people who are just coming out because they're tired of all the gun violence. But we can't do that this year, so we had to be creative, like Jasmine said. And we have also students now. We have Students Demand Action, and they too are doing magnificent things to bring attention on their social media, which I have no clue about, all the Instagram and all the other stuff. But what I do know,
you're getting there, though. You're getting a lot better. I want you to
getting better, yeah, little by little. But we are doing things like coloring rocks. So your grandchildren have been coloring rocks. Some of them liked coloring rocks, some of them didn't. But they colored them because I asked them to. I'm mom.
There you go.
So we colored rocks, and on the rocks we are putting let kids run and let kids play and have fun, not run from guns.
Oh wow. That's
and
great.
Also we are we can't do all the businesses, but although I have been talking to some, I have the police director. She has agreed that we're gonna give them some of our orange masks, but they're gonna have some of the local police they actually sew quite nicely, and they too are making orange masks. And this is one of the masks that was made by one of our members. Her name is Sarah. Let's see, where's Sarah's last name? I don't want to mess it up. I'm going to find it.
Something Yazinski?
Sarah Kupazinski. So Sarah is the one that made these. And also one of our native, a Trentonian, she made these. And her name is Arabia Lattimore.
Okay.
Paramore. She made these, and she actually works for the Y, which is where my hubby is
Very
from.
nice.
So yeah, so they've been making those. So those are some of the things that have changed. But again, we're getting all the mayors, and so far we've only gotten one. We've gotten some changes in the stations at the mayors.
Right.
One no, that's okay. I'm still gonna work on him. No doesn't mean no to me. No just means tweak it a
Right.
little bit more. So our
Well,
local.
better not be our mayor.
Oh no, our mayor's scheduled to get his picture taken.
Okay.
He'll be
All right, Mayor Reed Gussior.
on Tuesday. Yes. So we've got already Mayor Freed of Robbinsville. He's done his proclamation. We picked it up. Mayor Jeff Martin, we've gotten his, and we picked up his. We have Mayor Janice Miranoff. We've done hers, and we picked hers up. Mayor Bert Simon, we've gotten his, and we picked his up. I'm missing one of the mayors. Let's see, that was Robbinsville, right? Freed, Hamilton, Jeff, Ewing, Bert Stein, Janice, and then then our mayor. And we're working on the other mayors. So all the other mayors of Mercer County, we're getting it in order. We've already gotten the resolution from our local assembly and senator. So we just now have to figure out getting a time together. Oh,
our congresswoman, did you check with our congresswoman?
I'll be calling her tonight.
I'm sure she's watching the show. She always watches our show.
Bonnie Watson Coleman, I'm going to call you. But Mayor Paul Anzano, he too has done his. I knew there was another.
Yeah, Paul always does. Yeah, great.
They always support us. So I'm so very grateful and thankful for that. And also, I'm trying to think of we're not our street. So we can't do downtown, but I've called the wonderful people of Catwalder Heights Civic Association, and we are turning our community orange. It's going to look like someone came through here and threw up orange paint all over the place.
And I think the media is coming to cover it.
We have some of the media. They're going to be coming on March 30th. They're going to get a start. That's not this Saturday, but the following Saturday to get a start to see what it is that we're going to be doing here in our community. So as we're sprucing up Catwalder Heights, and we're going to be tying ribbons around all the trees in Catwalder Heights, and we are adorning our porches with orange placards and our doorways with orange placards. We have streamers, balloons, anything we can find.
Nothing happens with you without balloons.
It's not a party. There's no balloons. That's the definition of party. If there are no balloons, where's your party? I don't care what you have. No cake. That doesn't even make sense to me. We need balloons. So we're going to have balloons. We have all kinds of things that we could put. We're going to just have everything, and we're going to adorn our lawns with orange flowers and just different things, just to show solidarity. I'm so grateful to say that no one in our community gave me a no, that they would not put orange. So of course that means I had to call your community and Hiltonia so that we could get the same thing going. So we just wanted to take on, and I'm asking people in all communities, even if it's just your house and you start the conversation, to put orange all over the place and let people ask you, why are you putting up orange? And then tell them the story. And if you don't remember it all, remember the name Hadiya Pendleton. And remember, 15-year-old out of Chicago that was shot by random gun violence. Her family and friends, they loved her favorite color was orange. And I think it's ironic that we wear orange as a color for trying to preserve where she got shot, when orange is the color that hunters use to say, don't shoot. There's life over here. So, and I'm very excited to say this year, we got the bridge to be lit up again. But
are you serious?
Yes. Jody, thank you. So we're getting it for 2 nights this year as opposed to 1 night. So we're working on it. So our community is celebrating it for the entire week. We're starting May 30th. And we're going the entire first week of June. And we figured the longer we have it up, the longer the conversation goes on. And that's what we want, because it doesn't stop on that day. I mean, just like, we just had shootings this evening and on yesterday in our own city. So it is something that we have to grab the attention. We have to get better laws. We have to get better gun control. We have to get it so that all of our local elected officials are paying attention to the fact that We need better. We have to work. We're concerned about guns coming across illegally. And just like Jasmine said, we have people in our organization that wear guns. A lot of people think that we are anti-gun. We're not anti-gun. We're pro-life. We want you, if you have a gun, that's fine. Keep it locked up. Keep it secure. Make sure that there are no bullets in the chamber, that children don't know where it is. If you don't have a lock, our local sheriff department, they are willing to give you a free lock to put on your lockbox to secure that gun. And gun violence during this pandemic has gone way up. Our domestic violence has gone up by 40%. And that's really scary. There are a lot of people who are in a home with people who are their abusers, and they feel like they have no outlet. They don't know where to go. And we're trying to help flatten that curve by giving them a means of, you have a voice, there's someone that you can connect with. If we can just get you a number, we can just get you, someone can tell them, contact this group, or here's a number, or here's a website to go to let them know you're not alone. We haven't forgotten about you, and we do care.
Is there a phone number that you ladies can give us to flash up?
In terms of domestic violence locally in Mercer County, we have Women's Space. It's one of our community partners that we support and work together with them. I can quickly look up their number for sure. And I just want to say, Teska, I'm so grateful for you and your passion. And even though this is a very tough subject, this is a very heavy, sad subject we're talking about, you still bring your passion and enthusiasm for it, because it all starts with awareness. This is about an awareness campaign that's going to mobilize us to take action. We are honoring with action by taking the next step. Now we're going to keep putting pressure on our lawmakers to do more and to do better. We need better protection for our citizens. We need better laws that keep guns out of the hands of people who should not have them, like children and domestic abusers.
And I'm going to be selfishly honest with you, Jasmine and Teska. I personally am going to miss seeing the sea of orange T-shirts at various events here in Trenton. It is always a wonderful sight to go to City Hall and even to the State House and to see all of your women and men in orange on those steps, and people coming up and telling their stories. Some of the stories are very, very heart-wrenching, and there are tears. But it is wonderful seeing all the placards and people marching for that cause about moms demanding action.
Well, we will be turning the internet orange. So there's still going to be a sea of orange. It's just going to be virtual. We're all going to be wearing our orange T-shirts. I don't have one on.
I'll be wearing my orange stuff. Yes. And if you guys can get me a Moms Demand Action orange
we can.
T-shirt, because, you know, even though my daughter-in-law and I are sitting here smiling at each other today, we haven't physically touched each other since the first week of March. And I will tell you, I get so emotional every time we do a Zoom or something where I see her face and she's moving, you know, around, and it's like, okay, we're all still here. And I don't know if you know, Jasmine, Teska and Sam live right around the corner from me. And even though they live right around the corner, 1 mile.
They're so far away.
Yeah, even though, so I'm tearing up even now because, you know, I haven't been able to hug them. I'm a hugger. I'm a kisser. I like to pinch people and mess with them. So this is going to be a different event, but we will do this together.
Yes,
and the fact that we're still working on causes that are important, that in itself is very, very good as well. So I thank you, ladies, for coming on to LaRuelist Cafe today. We'll have you on again. When the pandemic ends, LaRuelist Cafe will go on, and we will continue to invite people in. Come on in for a cup of coffee or a glass of wine. Teska doesn't drink, so she's going to do water or tea. And what was the other one?
Yes, a spot of tea.
Just a spot of tea. I love it. But thank you for coming on. We have the link here, those who are interested in Wear Orange. And we will see you for the week. And I'll have my house all decked out in orange and do a little wave and I love you and that type thing.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you so much for having us on, Mama Love. We appreciate you giving us the
Absolutely.
opportunity to speak to your viewers. This has been amazing, and I hope everyone else that they are consciously bold to step out of their comfort zone, because this is a comfort zone that we're in. That
Yes.
they step out of it and know that it's not about us. We have children that we're trying to keep. We have grandparents, moms who are by themselves, elderlies who are by themselves. And if you keep silent, you're part of the problem. You're not being a part of the solution. And we are taking action because we want to be a part of the solution, and we don't want it to come knocking on our door before we start taking action.
Thank you so much, Jasmine.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having us. I really
Absolutely.
enjoyed it. Thank you.
You guys are great. Keep
Thank
doing
you.
what you're doing.
Love you.
Love you more.
Impossible.
Impossible.
Keep trying.